The Bishop's Wife from 1947 was a sweet little romantic comedy Christmas movie starring Cary Grant, David Niven, and Loretta Young. And honestly, Cary Grant is a star of this film, and he is awesome. He plays this angel who doesn't have the big wings or anything, but instead he looks just like Cary Grant in his suit and tie, who has this big cheeky smile and a carefree attitude. And he just kind of walks around town. He's kind of like a Superman, helping, a runaway baby carriage that he stops, or he helps walk a blind man across the street.
Which way are you going?
Just over there, the Mutual building. My doctor is in there. You see, I have hopes.
Fine.
Oh, I'm all right now.
Good luck to you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Merry Christmas to you.
Merry Christmas.
So it turns out he has been assigned to help out David Niven's character. Now, he's playing this very stern, serious Bishop Henry, who is a reverend with the Episcopal Church. And, he's just this tortured character who's really struggling with trying to get a new cathedral built. And he's also dealing with some issues with some of his parishioners. So Cary Grant's angel character, whose name is Dudley, he shows up. He's got that big, toothy smile, and tells him he's an angel sent to help him out, that his prayer had been answered. So, of course, David Niven's Bishop Henry character doesn't believe it at first, but we get on with the story, and Dudley gets to meet the bishop's wife, who was played by Loretta Young, as a character Julia. And as a note, it was interesting to see one of the house servants was played by Elsa Lanchester. Not Lancaster. I was called out and corrected in one of my other movie reviews when I did Murder by Death. I called her Lancaster, and that's wrong. So I do listen to the feedback of my 3 fans. It's Elsa Lanchester. And she has acted with David Niven in the other film, Murder by Death, but most memorably, I think of her as, of course, the Bride of Frankenstein. So anyhow, Dudley the angel later meets up with Julia at the park and helps her young daughter miraculously win a snowball fight. It actually made me laugh because there's a scene where they throw a wonky snowball, and it reminded me a lot of Buddy the Elf and his amazing snowball throwing ability from the film Elf. But so Dudley follows this time in the park by taking Julia out to lunch, and he seems really interested in her. It's kind of a strange direction. And later he joins the family at home for dinner. And this Bishop Henry character is just somewhat annoyed with him. And he's still not sure if he is an angel or not. So they have their dinner together and enjoy some celery. So Bishop Henry goes to meet with this pushy old Mrs. Hamilton character about the cathedral plans. So she's basically this snooty rich woman who wants not only to have the cathedral built, but have huge memorials to her late husband carved in marble. So Henry reluctantly agrees, but then he gets stuck to the chair when he tries to leave. So he's kind of stuck there. And while he's stuck, presumably by Dudley's supernatural influence, Dudley and Julia go to the old cathedral, and Dudley arranges a miraculous choir assembly to start singing. And then he goes off and buys her a fancy hat. And then they go ice skating together. And it sure feels like a romance between Julia and Dudley the angel going on here. I mean, the scene is sweet and everything, but you watch it and you're wondering, wait, where is this going? Now, it was cute to see the taxi driver character, Sylvester, played by James Gleason, as he takes to the ice and he kind of goes falling and everything. But Dudley seems awful flirty with the bishop's wife. In fact, look at the movie poster. I mean, what's going on here? It's a Wonderful Life, but the angel tries to run off with the bishop's wife. Anyhow, the bishop does eventually get free of the chair, and the next day, Dudley shows up and magically decorates the Christmas tree, and then goes to pay Mrs. Hamilton a visit. And while he's waiting for her to show up, he plays the harp, because, he's an angel. And angels, I guess, have a natural harp talent. And he's able to talk to Mrs. Hamilton and humble her a bit to see that there's more to life than having great millions of dollars. And you know what? I'm going to leave the review at this point and let you see how it ends. But it was a cute Christmas film with a happy ending. Now, one thing I wanted to point out that I thought was really neat is Cary Grant is in this film, and he plays, for the most part, the happy, smiling character in a suit and tie, who's just kind of this carefree, goes about the film with a big smile. But toward the end of the film, without giving away spoilers, there is a very brief, dark shade that kind of comes on the character. And I really enjoyed that because in a way it reminded me of his character from Suspicion, the Alfred Hitchcock film from 1941 that he starred in with Joan Fontaine. Now in that film, he's basically the same character, this happy-go-lucky gad with a smile, but there is a dark side, and I love seeing that in the Cary Grant character because it kind of adds a creepy, unexpected element to the film. I saw that in Suspicion, and I saw a little bit of this at the end of this film as well. I don't want to talk too much about it. You got to check it out to see what I'm talking about. But let's just say you don't really want to get on the bad side of an angel. And another observation is, even though the film features an angel, this isn't anything really deeply spiritual going on. I think at one point there's the 23rd Psalm is read, but basically this is an angel almost like a superhero character. So he shows up and his purpose is to help human characters with their life challenges and making their life better. Loretta Young does a great job here as the bishop's wife character, who ends up being the focus of much of Dudley's attention. And also David Niven, an actor, I really need to watch more films with him because he is so good. He does play a convincing bishop struggling through his challenges, including the potential competition of a supernatural agent. So he was great here as well. Monty Woolley was also a fun supporting character as this Professor Wutheridge, this big burly historian who may or may not know Dudley from the past. I thought he was a good addition as well. This was a cute film. It's worth checking out. As of this review, January 2021, it is currently streaming on Prime.